Welcome to Vendor Performance Management Training Module 4, Procurement and Overall Vendor Performance Rating, also known as OVPR. This training module will cover the following aspects of the Vendor Performance Management, also called VPM program. What is OVPR? How an OVPR score is calculated? How OVPR is used in procurement? And lastly, the impact to procurement that the VPM program has through OVPR. Let's begin. We've already heard the acronym OVPR a few times, but what exactly is OVPR? It is an acronym that stands for Overall Vendor Performance Rating. An OVPR is a calculation of a vendor's performance evaluation results on contracts that are subject to the VPM program. The calculation is based upon a rolling average of all performance evaluation results over the past 3 years. Evaluations finalized in the current year are given the most weight, and results from the previous 2 years are given less. OVPR uses the same 1 to 5 scale as performance evaluations, where an OVPR above 3 means the vendor's past performance has exceeded contract expectations. An OVPR of 3 means the vendor's past performance has met contract expectations. An OVPR of below 3 means the vendor's past performance has been below contract expectations. What exactly is the formula for OVPR? Let's take a look. The evaluation results from the current year are multiplied by 3, the results from the previous year by 2, and the results from year prior to that by 1. This calculates an average vendor rating, ensuring the more recent results carry more weight in the calculation. Let's put the formula to work. Here is a vendor who has 4 evaluation results for the current year, 3 from the previous, and none from the year before that. Here is what it looks like when we plug the values into our OVPR formula. Let's see what the OVPR equates to. This vendor's OVPR is rated at 3.25. Why do we calculate OVPR scores? When Alberta Infrastructure's procurement branch is in the process of procuring a vendor for a project, they use OVPR to determine adjustments to procurement evaluations of consultants, contractors, and design build vendors. While the adjustment is how Alberta Infrastructure can incorporate consideration of past performance into its procurement decisions, it is not intended to be the main determination and does not replace or outweigh value-based criteria or bid amounts. The adjustment amount depends on 2 things: procurement methods, as they are different adjustments for price versus value-based procurements, and the amount that a vendor's OVPR is above or below a base 3 score. Let's explore the adjustment differences between value-based and price-based procurements. For value-based, the vendor OVPR will result in a proportional adjustment to the procurement evaluation final score up to plus or minus 10%. For price-based, the vendor OVPR will result in a proportional adjustment to the bid submission for evaluation and ranking purposes of up to plus or minus 5%. Please note that while having a good OVPR is very important, it cannot replace or weigh more than qualifications as part of the procurement process. The VPM program and OVPR are tools that take past performance with infrastructure into account. Here is an example of a value-based procurement, where the vendor with the highest score is a successful proponent. Before considering the OVPR adjustment for this procurement, vendor C has the highest score at 87.82 and therefore would be the successful proponent of this procurement. However, after factoring in a score adjustment based upon each vendor's OVPR, we come to see that vendor G now has the highest adjustment score due to receiving a roughly 1.8% positive adjustment based upon their 3.35 OVPR. Therefore, vendor G would be the successful proponent. Next, we have an example of a procurement based upon price, where the lowest dollar value bid is a successful proponent. This time, vendor A has the lowest bid amount prior to any adjustments, beating vendor B by less than $6,000 on a $1.5 million bid. Now let's see what the adjusted bids are after considering each vendor's OVPR adjustment. In this case, a positive adjustment with an OVPR above 3 actually lowers a bid amount. So we see that vendor B is now the successful proponent of this procurement after receiving a positive adjustment of approximately 1.2%, dropping the original bid down nearly $20,000. Meanwhile, vendor A's OVPR of 2.9 caused them to incur a negative adjustment of 0.2%, raising the dollar value of their bid by $4,000. It is important to note that this is for evaluation purposes only. A vendor who has the dollar amount in their bid adjusted by their OVPR does not mean they are now contracted for that dollar value. If you are interested in learning more about the Vendor Performance Management Program, check out our other training modules that delve deeper into the specifics of the program. And if you have any questions, please contact the VPM team by email at any time. Thank you for watching.